If you only have 24 hours in a day, success is dependent upon how you use the 24. You gotta hear me. People talk about Oprah Winfrey, Ted, Warren Buffett. Listen to me. I don't care how much money you...
How to build confidence when you feel lost. Have you ever woken up, stared at the ceiling, and thought, what am I even doing with my life? That heavy fog of confusion, the silent question of, where do I go from here? It's something almost everyone faces at some point. And here's the thing. Feeling lost doesn't mean you failed. It actually means you're about to find a path that's truly yours. But to walk it, you need one thing: confidence.
You only get 24 hours in a day. And between Oprah and the person that's broke is Oprah uses her 24 hours wisely.
Let me take you on a journey today. Not a lecture, not a list of empty quotes, but a real conversation. Let's talk about what it feels like to lose direction, and more importantly, how you can slowly, piece by piece, build yourself back up again. Marius, why feeling lost isn't the end, it's the beginning. Most people see being lost as a breakdown, but what if it's actually a breakthrough waiting to happen? Think about it. When you're lost, you're no longer running on autopilot. The routines, the expectations, the noise.
That's it. Listen to me. That's it. You get 24. I don't care if you broke, you grew up broke. I don't care if you grew up rich. I don't care if you're in college, you're not in college.
It all stops. And in that silence, you get to ask the real questions. I'll share a quick story. A friend of mine had what looked like the perfect life. A stable job, good pay, family approval. Yet every day, he woke up with a pit in his stomach. One day he admitted, I feel like I'm living someone else's life. That moment of being lost? It was painful, yes, but it also became the starting point of his true journey. Confidence doesn't come from pretending you're okay.
I get 24 hours and I blew up literally. I went from a high school dropout to 6,000 books in less than 6 months.
It comes from facing that lost feeling head on and saying, this isn't the end. This is the reset I needed. Step 1. Stop comparing your Chapter 1 to someone else's. Chapter 20. Social media is both a blessing and a curse. On one scroll, you see people your age buying houses, traveling to Greece, launching businesses. Meanwhile, you're sitting there just trying to figure out how to feel okay.
Happened my 24 hours. I was like, okay, Eric, you got to get a grip on your 24 hours because you're about to be broke for the rest of your life. And that's all I need you to do for me. I can do all about your life if you just write.
But here's a secret. No one posts their lost moments. You don't see the tears, the doubts, the breakdowns. You only see the highlight reel. If you want confidence, you need to cut the comparison game. Instead of asking, why am I not there yet? Start asking, what small step can I take today? Your journey is yours alone. No one else's timeline matters. Step 2. Small wins. Build.
Down your 24-hour schedule for me. You let me at it. I can tell you where you're going to be in 5 years. I can tell you where you're going to be in 10 years. I can tell you where you're going to be in 20 years if you keep that schedule.
The reason why you're so frustrated.
Big confidence. Confidence isn't something you wake up with. It's something you earn step by step. When you're lost, big goals feel overwhelming. But small wins? They're powerful. Think of it like this. If your life feels like a collapsed building, small wins are the bricks you use to rebuild. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, whether it's waking up earlier, finishing a book, hitting the gym, you stack another brick.
And angry and bitter is because you're functioning on an old software internally. It's what's gonna get you in the door. Sacrifice is what's gonna have you seated at the table.
And soon, you don't just feel lost, you feel like someone who knows how to move forward. Zakir's Step 3. Redefine failure. Most people are terrified of failing. But here's the truth. Failure is a confidence builder in disguise. Let's look at Thomas Edison. He didn't fail 1,000 times when making the light bulb. He learned 1,000 ways that didn't work. Each attempt taught him something, and eventually, the world got light. When you feel lost, you need to give yourself permission to stumble.
You gotta sacrifice. When you wanna sleep, you have to wake up. When you wanna watch that movie, if you want the future, you gotta sacrifice your time.
Failure isn't a full stop. It's a comma. It's just part of the sentence of your life. Shoksh. Step 4. Change the voice in your head. Do you know who you talk to the most in life? Yourself. That little voice in your head can either be your biggest supporter or your worst critic.
Where we spend our time is what we value most. Boss up and admit that you are afraid. You are afraid to fulfill destiny. You are afraid to manifest. You are afraid to evolve.
If your inner voice is saying things like, "I'm not good enough, I'll never make it," or "I'm wasting time," then of course you'll feel lost. Confidence starts with flipping that script. Instead of, "I can't do this," try, "I'm learning to do this." Instead of, "I'm behind everyone," try, "I'm building at my own pace." The way you speak to yourself matters more than the way anyone else speaks about you.
You are afraid to change. You are afraid to move, break through. I need you to tell you, I am not afraid. I am not afraid of pursuing my objectives.
Step 5. Surround yourself with the right people. You can't build confidence in a toxic environment. If you're surrounded by people who constantly tear you down, compare you, or make you feel small, you'll stay lost. But when you're around people who inspire you, challenge you, and remind you of your worth, everything changes. Confidence grows in community.
Afraid of focusing. I am not afraid. I don't care what I'll look like. I'll look crazy if I fulfill my destiny. Late nights, early mornings, sometimes friends, no family. I don't know what you're sacrificing.
And here's the kicker. Sometimes that community doesn't even have to be in real life. Books, podcasts, mentors, even online communities can become that positive circle you need when your real-life circle feels empty. Step 6. Create habits that anchor you. When you feel lost, your life feels unstable. And the best way to fight instability? Anchor yourself with habits. Morning routines, journaling, exercise, meditation. These small practices give your day a structure. They remind you that even when you don't know the big picture, you can still control the small pieces. Confidence doesn't grow in chaos. It grows in consistency.
You just may have to give everything you have.
If you're gonna come to me and tell me you don't have time, in a world where I work every...
Step 7. Remember who you were before the world told you who to be. When was the last time you remembered the kid version of you? The one who dreamed freely, who didn't care about society's timelines, who played, who imagined, who wanted more. Sometimes, when you're lost, the way back is not forward.
Second for 18 hours a day, you're gonna have a tough time making me feel bad that it's not happening for you because...
It's now or never time.
What would have had to have happened in a week?
It's backward. Reconnect with that version of yourself. What did they love? What did they want? What made them light up? That's not childish. It's your blueprint. Your younger self often holds the key to your truest confidence. Shocker. Real-life example, J.K. Rowling.
Okay, maybe stop breaking promises to yourself. When you say, I'm going to wake up tomorrow at 7 a.m., and when the option comes, snooze button, don't do it.
Before Harry Potter. Before Harry Potter became a global phenomenon, J.K. Rowling was a single mother, jobless, and living on welfare. She was rejected by 12 publishers before someone finally said yes. Imagine if she gave up because she felt lost. Her story proves something. Confidence doesn't mean you always believe in yourself 100%.
The only time we can transform, and
Don't miss the opportunity of this moment because the days are going to be long, but the months...
You have an opportunity.
Sometimes it just means believing enough to keep going one more day. When you don't know what's next, do this. There are moments in life when the weight of the future feels too heavy. You sit there, staring at the ceiling, thinking about where you're supposed to be in 5 years, or even 5 months, and it all feels impossible to figure out. That pressure to have everything planned out? It can crush you before you even take a step.
We all get wake-up calls. We get wake-up calls in our relationship. We get wake-up in our finances. And they're getting wake-up calls on a bunch of things.
But here's the secret. You don't need to figure out the next 5 years. You don't even need to figure out the next year. When life feels overwhelming, zoom in. Narrow your focus to the next 5 minutes. Ask yourself, what's one thing I can do right now that helps me, even in the smallest way?
If you only have 24 hours in a day, success is dependent upon how you use the 24. You gotta hear me. People talk about Oprah Winfrey, Ted, Warren Buffett. Listen to me. I don't care how much money you make.
It doesn't have to be big or flashy. It could be drinking a glass of water. It could be jotting down one sentence in your journal. It could be sending that one email you've been putting off or standing up to stretch. Those little steps don't seem like much in the moment, but here's the truth. Tiny actions create momentum. And momentum is like a snowball. It grows as it rolls. Once you start moving, even just a little,
You only get 24 hours in a day. And between Oprah and the person that's broke is Oprah uses her 24 hours wisely.
you'll notice the heaviness begin to lift. Your confidence isn't lost, it's waiting. Let me tell you something you might need to hear. You're not as lost as you think. You're not broken. You're not behind. You're just in the middle of a messy chapter, and every great story has one. Think about your favorite movie or book. The hero always faces a moment where things feel impossible, where the path ahead looks unclear, where doubt whispers louder than hope.
That's it. Listen to me. That's it. You get 24. I don't care if you broke, you grew up broke. I don't care if you grew up rich. I don't care if you're in college, you're not in college.
But that moment isn't the end. It's the turning point. And that's exactly where you are. Confidence isn't about having every step mapped out. It's about trusting yourself enough to take the first step without seeing the whole staircase. It's about believing that even when the road ahead is foggy, you'll figure it out one step at a time. And here's the beautiful part. Every time you choose to act, no matter how small, you send yourself proof that you can handle life. Each little choice is a vote of confidence in your future self. The rebuild starts here. So the next time you feel lost, don't panic.
I get 24 hours and I blew up literally. I went from a high school dropout to 6,000 books in less than 6 months.
Don't rush to fix everything at once. Instead, pause. Take a breath. Remind yourself, this is not the end. This is where you rebuild. Picture it like a house renovation. Maybe parts of your life feel broken down or messy right now, but that doesn't mean it's unlivable. It means you've got a chance to redesign, to tear down the walls that no longer serve you and build something stronger in their place. And trust me, the version of you that comes out of this season, they'll carry scars. Yes.
Happened my 24 hours. I was like, okay, Eric, you got to get a grip on your 24 hours because you're about to be broke for the rest of your life. And that's all I need you to do for me. I can tell you all about your life if you just write.
But they'll also carry wisdom. They'll be stronger, braver, and far more confident than the one who walked into this storm. Your future self is already cheering for you. You might feel stuck today. You might even feel like you've been wandering in circles. But imagine 6 months from now. You look back at this exact moment and realize it wasn't the end. It was the beginning. This was the day you decided to stop waiting for the perfect plan and start moving forward, one step at a time. That version of you, the one smiling with quiet pride because they made it through, is already waiting. They're already cheering for you. And now you get to choose. Stay stuck or take the first small step forward. If this spoke to you, don't just scroll away. Save it, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe for more reminders like this. Because sometimes the only thing standing between you and the life you want is the courage to take that very first step.